got Wilfredo Santiago, JacksonWink Fight Night 2, December 1st, take on Omar Acosta. You've been down here training for a while. What's your thoughts on fighting in New Mexico for the first time?
It's about time. I've been wanting to fight out here since I've been out here. But as I said before, I guess, everything happens at the right moment. Originally, they had came and asked me a couple months ago if I wanted to be on the card. Yeah, absolutely. And then when it finally became official, I was great. Just happy being on the card. I don't care where I'm at on the card. Just the fact that I'm on the card, and now I guess the reason why it's been long to get me on the card is because they're about selling tickets and whatnot. Since I was I'm still new to the area, fairly new to the area. They want to get people that can put people put butts in seats, and I've been out here for almost 2 years now, and finally somewhat of a good fan base that I can sell some tickets and put butts in the seats. So I'm real excited about it. They're excited about it, and we can't wait.
The opponent, Omar Acosta, you've seen him before because he's fought two of your teammates. I know you saw one of those fights, Josh Moreno. What's some thoughts on Omar's game?
Like I had stated before, one thing that I've noticed about Mr. Acosta is that he's a tough dude, man. He'll fight anybody, anywhere, anytime, and those are the type of dudes that you have to respect. You know what I mean? And I don't underestimate no one, and I know Omar is a game tough opponent. Like I said before, one of the things that I've realized about him is that he comes to fight, and those are the guys that you have to worry about the most. That they feel like they have nothing to lose, and I'm just going in there, worrying about what I gotta do for me, and just worry about our game plan and going from there. But no, man, I look. Every fight's different. Every person's different. And like I said, man, this guy seems like he's a game opponent, and he comes ready to fight. Just game, man, and I'm real happy that he took the fight. And we're gonna put on a show for everybody that comes out December 1st.
Josh Moreno had success with striking with Omar. Nate Flanders on the opposite side kind of wasn't successful striking, had his success on the ground. What does that make you think about where you'll be successful?
I'm pretty much well-rounded. I'm good on the striking, I'm good on the wrestling. Not many people knows that because a lot of my fights finish with strikes. But I'm just gonna feel them out, see where it goes, and just go from there. But I think I'm pretty well-rounded in terms of who I am as a fighter. It's just that a lot of people hasn't seen all my other tools that I have in the bag. But I think this is gonna be a good fight.
So as far as the general public and what we can get from video, nobody knows you can wrestle. Nobody knows that if you've ever done jiu-jitsu, you throw and you knock guys out. That's what we've seen. That's at least what's on tape.
Yes. Yeah, man, it is, man. And it is. But I've been, it's funny because when I first got into MMA, my first 3 years, I was at a all jiu-jitsu school. And then from all jiu-jitsu school, I went to a all wrestling school. Fighting all my whole life, and I've always trained boxing, never competed, but I mean I got tons of experience in terms of on standing up. So I kind of figured, once I started, when I made that transition to come up to do MMA, I was like, you know what, I got to work on my ground. My thought process was instant work on my ground game, because eventually, if you start winning a lot of fights by strikes, they'll want to take you to the ground or do stuff like that. So I figured, once I did the transition to MMA. Let's work on that ground game. So, and since I've been over here out at JacksonWink, that's all I have been working on. I've been doing a lot of private sessions with Harry St. Ledger, working on my wrestling with Bart, and now it's just been we have 1,000 training partners that we can always grapple with and practice with. So. It's been fun. It's been fun, and it's been the educational part in terms of being a sponge out here and just learning everything and picking everything up.
Is there a want from you to possibly get into a live grappling exchange? Because with your effective striking, that's where most of these fights have taken place. And again, we've never seen it. So is there almost a want from you, not necessarily in this fight, but in any upcoming fight, to show those skills, to use them before it's a have to, I guess?
Well, if I tell you what, if I have to, let's just say, 'cause my last fight, I fractured my hand and I'm coming back from an injury. So let's just say, I hope not, but let's just say something like that was to ever happen again. I mean, I'll be ready to take it to the ground, or if he decides to take it to the ground. Good takedown defense. My scrambles is unreal for a big guy. And I may be short, but I'm a big guy, wide guy, big boned. So I mean, I'll be ready, man. I'll be ready wherever the fight goes to.
Talking about the hand, what was the recovery process like?
Oh man, it was a pain in the butt. My man Greg, out here in Elite Sports, he's been taking care of me. Always does, has been since I've been out here. Great dude, my boy from another mother. And we just, the rehab process it's been phenomenal. We actually ahead of schedule, and we're just excited to get back into the cage.
Know you have confidence, but what makes the difference? What gets you that W?
Again, from what I've seen, Omar, he has a couple holes in this game, and we're gonna exploit that. We're gonna take advantage of those, and we're just gonna go from there. Once December 1st comes, man, we ready to exploit those holes and apply our game plan.
What does it mean for you to not have the travel, having to book the travel, you and your coaches getting out to the East Coast, because that's where most of your fights have been? How does it feel different in that sorts on the mental side to not be thinking about those extra things?
Oh man, it's a big load because normally every time we fly out for fights, I normally have to get on a plane at weight, or at least a couple pounds not too far from being on weight, because I usually fight at 170, but this fight I took it at 185. So it's a big load off my back, because we don't have to go to a hotel, we don't have to get in late, none of that, none of that. It's happening. It's just worrying about the fight, selling tickets, and training, in other words. And it's been a big relief. And so not only that, man, but I mean it's winter out here, man. But for me, it's still spring.
Oh, you East Coasters are like, this is just a breeze.
Yeah, man, it's cool, man. So it's been great. I'm already, to be honest, I've been at pretty much at weight for the last couple weeks. I've been fluctuating between 188 to 190, and it's been great, man. My diet doctor Anita's been hooking me up. She's been making sure that I've been on point every step of the way, and I can't ask for anything more, man. We ready to go, and come fight night, man. It's gonna be a good night.
What does this win mean to you?
This win means, to be honest with you, it's very important, because it's my first fight in Albuquerque. I've been out here for almost 2 years. I've met some great people. I also teach at Wink's gym over by Paseo, and I have a lot of the parents coming of the kids that I teach. So it's a blessing. It's a great feeling to actually get a fight out here in Albuquerque again. I feel like since I've been out here, Albuquerque has adopted me as one of their own. So, I kind of feel like I'm a Burqueño as well. And that's, Albuquerque showing me love, man. And I just want to be able to, express to them how grateful I am, and how blessed I am that they have been welcoming me and made me feel like this is my second home.
Does it also feel strange that this fight won't be on TV? We've seen you on Access TV with CES quite a few times over the last 2 years.
It would, but it won't. Again, because I'm just so happy that that I finally have a chance to come out here and fight in Albuquerque in front of those that have been supporting me since I've been out here. The people that I have met over at Winks, people that I just meet in general. We got a nice little crowd coming out December 1st, so I'm just happy, man. About the TV stuff, yeah, it's always good to always get that exposure, that extra exposure, get some, get those sponsors or whatnot. But this one is just I feel blessed that I'm able to get a card out here, and I'm just happy. Just with that alone, I mean, I'm not so bummed out about it. I'm just, if anything, there's more joy to it than anything.
You mentioned it, Will, being a coach at Wink's Gym up on Paseo in Wyoming. What's that been like?
Man, it's been an honor. It's been great. It's been an experience within itself, working with kids. I mean, I've worked with kids before, and it's always I kind of feel like it's like therapeutic. But these bunch of kids, man, they're on another level for kids, to be honest with you. But it's just been a blessing knowing that. Just for instance, 2 days ago, we had about 20 to 25 kids belt test, and they all passed. It's actually an honor seeing these young kids set a goal, work hard towards their goal and then accomplishing them. You know, and it's funny because, you know, we teach all these kids, especially, you know, in gyms, you know, we teach them about discipline, self responsibility. You know, one night goes up the line, and then you see these kids that come in, you know, that perform all these skills and all these abilities to reach a goal they set, and then we see that, and then they test for their belt, they accomplish it, and it's like wow, you know, it's like now I know what all my teachers, you know, when you was a kid, you know, you turn around and you see them crying, you know, now you know what that's all about. You know what I mean? I almost got emotional.
That being proud of them.
Yeah, man, being proud of them. Not only that, man, but it's also what you call it? It's also a lifelong journey that we all on, especially these kids growing up, that they can carry that with them onto their personal life. And it's been great. You know, I'm one of the older guys here at the gym too, at JacksonWink MMA, and just helping and working with people, helping them get ready for their fights, or not only with fights, but just stuff in general that they do with personal. It's been like I said, it's been a blessing. I can't say anything more. Some of these guys, you know, a lot of these guys here that I've been around for the last almost 2 years, it's interesting, and it's actually a great experience that within all of it, you know what I mean? And you can't explain anything more, man. It's been great, man. Great experience. Great memories that you're gonna share and you're gonna have with you for the rest of your life, and you can't put a price tag on that.
I've been talking recently with Daniel Nieto. He's also going to be on the card on the amateur side. He's also a coach up there at Wink's Gym. That's where he started. And he said the time that Will's been taking on the side with me after practice, before practice, has made a great difference. So what has it been like even working with the amateur team? It's not the kids now, for you having your influence on the amateurs.
One thing that I've noticed about Daniel is that, I mean, you know, it's with a lot of people, you know, with Daniel wants to learn. That's the good thing about him. So when you come across someone that wants to learn and does the extra stuff, puts in the work, it's that much more great seeing that person excel at what they want to become. Again, not only in martial arts, but in life in general. And Daniel's been one of those guys that has came in and, hey, Will, you know, you do. I said, yeah, man. And it's not, like I said, not all the time it's about grappling or sparring. It's just sometimes a simple conversation can mean the difference and mean the difference and make the difference. And with him, and that boy, man, it's like, again, since I've been here, he's been on an incredible journey, and he has learned so much. And the good thing about it is that he's putting it to use, which is also a great feeling in the world, you know?
December 1st, we'll see everybody at Isleta Resort and Casino for JacksonWink Fight Night 2.